Hello, 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 my voiceover friends, and welcome to the Daily Voiceover Huddle. I'm Bill DeWeese, your host. And for the next couple of minutes, we're going to talk voiceover, sharing information, tips, tricks, strategies, inspiration, motivation, knowledge, sharing my experience to help move you further down the road of voiceover success. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you find value in the video today, I hope you'll like it and share it with your friends. And also, I want to give you my personal invitation to join my voiceover community. It's absolutely free at school.com/VOFlow, and it's a great gathering of people to create an environment that's uplifting and encouraging. We don't tolerate anything but positivity. Good vibes only, right? That's what it's all about with this community. So again, doesn't cost you a penny, and would love to have you in the group today, as a matter of fact. Well, what a great conversation we had yesterday, or at least I enjoyed it. It may have frustrated you because sometimes as you hear these things, it helps to illuminate the gap that you're dealing with. And what I don't want you to do is get frustrated. Just remember, knowledge is power. So once you know something, once you understand it, it empowers you to do something about it. Nothing is worse than chasing your tail over and over and wondering why you are not making progress. That's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. If you're not where you want to be, it's because the activities that you're doing are not taking you there. The things that you've done up to this point, they're what have brought you to where you're at, and then to get you where you want to go. New strategies, new ways of thinking, and again, that's what this channel is about. That's what I'm about, and that's what we're talking about today. It's a continuation of yesterday when we were talking about the pipeline, and I used the baseball analogy. And when I talk about the pipeline, I'm talking about your marketing, your voice-over marketing pipeline, the way that you get clients. And it reminds me very much like a game of baseball. In baseball, you got home plate, first base, second, third bases. And the voiceover marketing pipeline is almost identical, where we're advancing leads, cold leads who come to the plate, people that we reach out to in our marketing. And our job is to advance them to first base, to second base, third base, and then to home, to score the run, to book the job, and to get paid. And yesterday I talked about the importance of advancing them, how to advance them, because really, prior to the day that we live in today, there was this very dark tunnel between first and third base. In other words, they would receive your email, but you didn't know if they went to your website. You didn't know if they were listening to your demos or not. You didn't know if they had interest, unless somehow they popped up on the other side of the pipeline and emailed you, which does happen sometimes. But that means you're missing a whole group of people who have interest and who just need a little nurturing and encouragement to finish their way around the base paths. That's what we talked about yesterday. But what is that entire marketing model dependent upon? Well, it's dependent upon getting a lot of people up to the plate to bat. You can't get people on base that aren't up to the plate to bat. In other words, you're not getting enough leads. You're not getting enough leads. You need leads. Again, leads are the people, the prospective clients. These are people that are likely to hire voiceover talent. Could be creative directors, could be production directors, it could be videographers, it could be any number of job categories and people. These are the people who hire voiceover talent, and these are the people that we need to go into our pipeline so that we can begin to move them through that pipeline or around the bases and bring them back home to score. So, what are you doing now for marketing? And by the way, if you're not in the chat, make sure you get in the chat. Let me know who you are, where you're watching or listening from this morning. But if you want to share a little bit about, what marketing strategy are you using that's working great? If you have one that's working great, or what are you doing that's frustrating you or you're not getting enough of a good result from? It begins with leads. Remember, if you don't fill a pipeline, you've got nothing to move through that pipeline. So what are you doing to get those? Now, a lot of you guys are doing passive marketing. Passive marketing, I advocate for passive marketing. And what I mean by that, it's something where you do it and then you just let it sit. It's like you're going fishing and you've got your bobber on the line, you get your worm on the hook, and you throw it out there, and you sit it down, and you just wait for the bobber to go. And that's great. And I've used that kind of marketing extensively, and I hope that you are too. It could be in the form like pay to place, by the way, could be that. It could be your website. But here's the thing to keep in mind. If you're only using passive forms of marketing, you are not in control of your marketing. Somebody else is in control. If all you can do is wait and watch, that is a terrible place to be in. Now, again, passive marketing is good, but it's secondary. It's not primary. It's supplemental. And you need a primary marketing system that you control, that you can fill the pipeline at will. So what are you doing about that? Let me strongly encourage you today to start thinking about, and actually don't just think about it, you need to act on this. And that is actively begin to market. Direct marketing, outbound marketing, where you have complete control of what's going on. Now, I've heard the questions in the comments before, so let me say them aloud because maybe some of you guys are thinking about this, and it will go something along the line of, okay, but who again? Who are these people that I'm supposed to reach out to? Who are they? Where do I find them? What do I say? And here's another challenge with outbound marketing, is that you have to make sure your data is good. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you're randomly emailing a lot of people and you don't know that their emails are up to date and current, you haven't verified those, what happens is you send out enough email to bad email or non-existing email addresses or to people who aren't interested in what you're doing, you're going to get flagged by your provider, and they're going to possibly throttle you, or worse yet, start sending your emails to spam. So that's one of the big hurdles when it comes to direct marketing. So not only do you have to understand who you're reaching out to and how to do that, but you got to make sure you navigate that carefully so as not to hurt your what they call sender reputation, so that your emails don't start going to spam, because then you're really in a bad way. So what if you could find yourself in a situation where the leads were provided for you, hundreds of a month, and not of just random data, but the right people in the right places who hire a voice over talent, and those emails are verified and good. Not only would it keep you from hurting your ability to get emails into people's inboxes, but it would ensure that you would be able to close or to gain business with a greater number of people. And that is the very reason that we created VO Flow. And if you would love to be able to come into your studio in the morning like I do and look at my dashboard and know that I've got hundreds of fresh, good, verified leads every month that I don't have to go out and look for it, but are available to me to bring them right there into my account, and that I can reach out to those folks and then nurture them and follow them through the pipeline, then I really strongly encourage you to check out VOFlow.io. There is nothing like this out there, nothing at all. It is going to completely revolutionizing the way that voiceover talent are beginning to market. It puts you in control. So when you're doing this, and then you're doing the passive marketing as a secondary approach, that is a very, very powerful 1-2 punch. And so, and by the way, let me just throw this in there too, is that the way that we begin to feed this pipeline, like I said, is by making sure that we've got fresh, hot, verified data. We need that, but also through your website. And with a VOFlow account, a website is provided. And the hosting is provided. The significance of that is a feeder system into your pipeline. What I mean by that is that when you reach out to these leads that you'll be receiving, when they respond back to you, your VOFlow website knows it and automatically tags them and shows you on your dashboard. You know who you've sent and where they're at. It shows that the Bob or Susan has moved to first base in your pipeline or to second base, and will begin to and can automatically reach out and do follow-up communication. with these folks to move them through for you if you want to. I mean, you could do it yourself if you want to, which is totally fine. But now you've got the ability to do that. And the website is it's maximized for SEO, search engine optimization. As a matter of fact, one of the really cool things, and I know I'm kind of going out into the weeds, but it's pertinent to what we're talking about this morning. And that is, instead of it just being like one, you've got a website that's optimized, what if you can multiply that over and over and over again? And so your VioFlow website, as you upload individual demos and voice samples, it creates in the background a separate page for each of your voice samples, properly tagged, each one indexed in Google within 24 hours of you uploading the voice sample. So for instance, instead of just having one hook in the water with my website, I've got 34 in total, counting all of my individual pages with my voice samples. And it's going to set up like a case study. So each one looks beautiful, but more importantly, traffic. So you've got hundreds of emails that you're working with, again, verified emails every month, and then your website is working overtime passively while you're sleeping to attract people to your website that you're not even reaching out to, who are out looking for you. It is a powerful, powerful combination, and I invite you to learn more at vioflow.io. All right, what's happening in the chat today? Let's go to Instagram. Hey, Jason, what's up? Renee, good to see you. Kevin Casey, good to see you. Brent, thanks for checking in. Also want to give a shout out here to John. What's up, John? Sheila in Chicago. Dave in Knoxville. Mason in Virginia. Hey, Kirk, what's happening? GS in Longview, Washington. Rusty up there in Michigan, encouraging everybody to hit the thumbs up. And guys, don't forget, let me put it up here on the screen, and that is that my community is open. I'm going to be looking for you in there today, all right? This is where we're going to continue the conversation. So check it out at school.com/VioFlow. And I leave you with these words about VioFlow. Have a great day, guys.